Shalom, it's falling ashore. Welcome back again to the rock. I don't think that a lot of people understand where I'm coming from when I talk about certain things, or why I don't talk about certain things, or, you know, so and so's talking about so and so. Won't you join in, or did you hear it? And I say no, and they ask why. Why didn't you, tune in? Because I'm been delivered. I don't think a lot of people understand deliverance. Like real deliverance. When you're delivered, you walk in the newness of life. You walk free from the oppression that you were under. And a lot of people, it's like they want to keep rehashing the oppression that they've lived in. I want to enjoy the freedom, the blessings. During slavery times, when slaves were quote unquote freed, the American slavery, a lot of the slaves had the opportunity to leave the plantation. And some of them did temporarily just to turn back around and go back on the plantation. And you want to know why? It's because they were used to their oppression. They were used to being oppressed daily, that even though they were given the opportunity to be free, they couldn't really take it because all they had known is that oppression. So rather than spending my time now focusing on the oppression, on the things that people have gone through, and we say things like, well, I'm trying to help people get free. And those who have been part of the channel know that that's one of the things that I've been really on. But I don't want to focus on that person or people. We act like there's only one ministry that's oppressing people. There are countless ministries. One of the biggest oppressions, thank you, bud. One of the biggest oppressions that there are is traditional Westernized Christianity. But there's a lot of groups out there. In this faith, there are countless groups that have destroyed the Bible, big groups, bigger groups than even the one that I have talked about, who are oppressing the people. And that's why I don't focus on, okay. And that's why I don't focus on that one group. I focus on these groups. Not one. Because it's not about what I personally went through. That's not what I'm talking about when I'm discussing these things. It's about the things that these groups, leaders will say. And they all sound the same in one way or another. They all sound very familiar. But I would suggest that people walk into freedom. I'm coming, but he wants me to come and finish working with them. Um, People cannot walk in the freedom of things because they spend so much time looking back. Move. It's like Lot's wife. Lot's wife, Ado, with Lot, were freed from Sodom and Gomorrah, and yet she spent her time looking back. Let me tell y'all something. Some of y'all spend so much time looking back that you're not able to see what's in front of you. You spend so much time waiting for the fall of somebody else. Like, you wake up every single day and say, I can't wait for this person to fall. I can't wait. It's going to be a glorious day. You know it's going to be a glorious day? When as my house continues to grow. When my gardens continue to grow. When I reach 100% of my vegetables grown here. Not 95. You know it's going to be a glorious day? When my daughters get married. When my sons become so skilled that I don't have to do every little thing. I mean, they do a lot already, my sons. But when they're able to take on some of the larger tasks, that's going to be a glorious day. The return of the Most High will be a glorious day. We're waiting for the fall of people as if that in some way does something for us. When these people fall, what does it do for you? Are you going to get paid from it? Maybe you will. Well, some people are going to get free. You do realize that a lot of these people that are in these bondages chose to be there and want to be there. And you do realize that, I don't know if you've seen these groups, but when the top falls off, the people below it get smashed. The people below it get smashed by the falling roof. I think we need to stop spending so much of our time and energy on the people that won't repent and spend our time and energy, first of all, on ourselves. Most of us have done nothing for ourselves. We have done nothing for our families. We're stuck. See, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show that you can live away from them. You don't have to focus on them. I don't watch their videos. Sometimes people may send me some stuff, but I don't watch their videos. I don't listen to their doctrines. I don't waste my time because my time is more important on this than worrying about what bullshit they're spewing now. Sure, I may talk about it. Sure, people will send me emails and I'll tell them, hey, send me the Cliff Notes version of what was said. And then a lot of times, a lot of y'all know. I'm like, well, I ain't got nothing to do. Hey, they're supposed to do that. Those that are supposed to deceive are supposed to deceive. We're acting like they're not supposed to deceive. I had to grow out of that. Just like we know, the Bible says that there are going to be false prophets. Those that say, Master, Master, didn't I do? There's going to be those that are there that are sent to deceive. I think they're doing things in Yeshua's name, and they're to deceive people. We act like the Bible doesn't say that. The problem is we have to be more aware that we don't get deceived instead of spending our time mad because they deceived us. We were warned in the book that these deceivers will be. So we need to spend less anger on the deceiver and more anger on us being deceived. And let me tell you, if you spend your time on the things that are fruitful, you know, I'm talking real fruit. Hey, the wicked are going to be wicked. If you spend your time on the shit that's going to be fruitful, what you do, like I said before in the previous video, what you do, they can't touch. They can talk about it all day long. They can talk about you all day long, but they can't touch what you're doing. And most times they're not going to want to talk about you because they can see what you're doing. So I like to let my doing do my talking. I like to let the happiness of my family, of the sisters, of the children, the production, the smiles, the blessings of Yah do the talking. Because spending my time on them is doing nothing but wasting my energy. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop, trying to help people from getting free from these places. But is talking about these people really doing anything? Just so you can get the same people come on your stream week after week say, yeah, he did this. Yeah, he said this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Most people that know, even who are part of my channel, you know exactly what ministry I'm talking about. You know exactly what ministry I was involved in. And you can see what life is outside of it. You can see what actual deliverance looks like. You can see that you don't have to get caught up in all these bullshit doctrines that these people preach. You see, I'm thankful that I'm not with these groups. And I'm so thankful I don't have to talk about them no more. Again, I'm going to help those that message me and ask me questions. I'll do my live streams about that and everything, but I don't have a personal agenda against these people. They're fulfilling their role. They are fulfilling their role. The harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. And right now, we have a lot of talkers, but we don't have a lot of doers. We have a lot of people trying to expose a lot of people. But we all know one thing, is if you let what you do speak, your mouth doesn't have to flap as much. They will say stuff about you, and you'll show your gardens, and you'll show your family, and you'll show how Yah's blessing you. And all that does is heap hot coals on people's heads, on your enemies' heads. That's all it does. And you can be at peace because a lot of people truly are not at peace today. Which is why they spend their time talking, and they spend their time ranting, and they spend their time, saying, trying to destroy people. And all you're doing is destroying yourself. You're losing your own credibility. Because a lot of us know, a lot of these people would still be part of these same groups had they not been removed. They would still be sitting there, and they'd be singing a whole different tune. So just be about your work. That's what I would suggest. Be about your own work. And if you do that, like I said before, who can really talk about you? If Yah's blessing you, the best that they can do is watch and seethe in anger. Hoping for you to fall. What makes us any different than them? They're sitting there hoping for us to fall while we sit there and hope for them to fall. No, I don't hope for them to fall. I just hope that I can please my master and continue to do his will and be productive and raise my family and raise the food, because whether you like it or not, the world's freaking falling apart. And while you're worried about what some false ass, lying ass pastor or pastors or bishops, what you why worry about that? The world's still falling apart around you. Maybe you could spend your time, the talents that the Most High gave you, to be a bit more fruitful. And I'm gonna start doing that even the more so. Talking about things that are relevant to us. Instead of, you know, we say we're not worshiping him. Meanwhile, we still closet worship him, giving him all of our attention and all of our time and all of our focus. Bless y'all. I'm out. Shalom.